the current NAV users are tired.
NAV users might already been aware about it, but obviously there are large number of growing pain areas actually for the users who are still on NAV.
I'm sure they must be having a trauma regarding their ERP journey.
Because they have no idea whether it's going to be an upgrade for them or a re-implementation.
I like the fact that you said it's an investment and not an expense.
The only point is like, where are you starting from? And you should be on the cloud as soon as possible.
Possibly, yeah. Every finance leader must be nodding in this point.
The problem is actually they knows.
What can they expect when they actually migrate to Business Central?
Capabilities in the Business Central, like you just give it a prompt to Copilot and it will do the rest.
Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Dynamics Insight podcast. I'm your host Ramita, and today we are going to talk about something which almost every organizations go through their ERP journey, is moving from Dynamics Navision to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. It's a conversation that comes with a lot of questions, with a lot of options, with a lot of customizations, but unfortunately with a little bit of uncertainty as well. To help us do that, I'm joined by someone who works closely with Navision and Business Central customers across industries. Hi Arish, welcome to our podcast. I think it's a second episode with you,
Yes.
right? But with a very, very different topic. Last time we were discussing the basics of CRM and the entire discussion was regarding the CRM. Today we are going to talk about, migration of the whole process, the whole journey of switching from Navision to Business Central.
Yes.
So I'm happy to welcome you.
Hey Ramita, thank you for having me. And I'm also excited to discuss this topic with you.
Firstly, let's start with a very basic discussion where I just wanted to say that the current NAV users are tired. They are juggling with multiple versions, older customizations, and they're not up to date with anything regarding the system, right?
Correct.
And sometimes they have to cope up with the system more than their actual work in the business, which is they need to maintain the systems so that it just works smoothly, like the bare minimum smoothly, right?
Absolutely.
So by saying all of this, you must be knowing, you already must have guessed what I'm going to ask is about the pain points
Correct.
of the NAV users and the NAV vision in all. But before that, I want you to just unpack the basic of Navision. What is Navision? Because there are many users, there are many people who are watching us and they don't know what we are talking about actually.
Correct. Makes sense.
So let's just unpack it first and then maybe you can continue with the pain points. Right?
Sure, Ramita. So most of the NAV users might already been aware about it, but who has no idea so how it's evolved. So Navision actually started in Denmark back in 1980s.
Oh, okay.
And so product used to be called as Navision only. And then Microsoft bought it in early 2000 versions and renamed the product as Dynamics NAV. And post that, Microsoft released multiple versions of it, whether it could be 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, and then 2009, 13, 13R2, 15, and so on.
Okay.
So it is obviously a very popular ERP solution, specifically for the small and medium businesses.
Okay.
After 2018, Microsoft moved NAV to the cloud and rebranded the product as Dynamics 365 Business Central. So now it become modern ERP solution, which is managed by Microsoft. Microsoft release updates. It's always up to date with the new features and the latest. Yes, Business Central. Now Microsoft Dynamics NAV, which Microsoft bought early 2000 version, called as Business Central, comes under Dynamics 365 family.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's about an overview of NAV to Business Central. When it comes to pain areas or pain points, obviously there are large number of growing pain areas actually for the users who are still on NAV. see, first we have to understand the biggest challenge is NAV is an aging software. So it's been older versions and
Like the grandfather of entire versions.
exactly. So
Yeah.
although it's been evolved, but still if you are at older versions like 2009, 13 or 15 or maybe even more than that. So most of these solutions, Microsoft stopped supporting them. And so they don't have any new updates, no bugs, fixes or issues fixes. Even most of these solutions are not compliant with the new regulations, government regulations.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that's the very big challenges for the businesses and which leads them, to migrate to the business center or any other solutions depending on the business's requirements. Second could be the customizations as well, because when we talk to the businesses, so over the years they have been using NAV, and while using the solutions, so they have actually built some custom codes or the customizations in the NAV, which is making the whole system very slow as well as expensive to upgrade actually, because you have built a lot of heavy customizations from the backend.
Plus the data chaos they have.
Exactly. So the data and overall, if you look at most of these customizations are not relevant as well in today's scenario. So maybe the customizations you have done back in Navision, maybe 10 years back, those features comes out of the box in the business central. So you don't need them to be migrated to the business center when it comes to migration. So the customizations is one of the important thing they have to look at while migration to the business central. Another area is the integrations with the different third-party solutions.
You mean the ISVs?
Either ISVs or maybe different solutions as well by third party,
right,
depending on the business's requirement. So even Microsoft 365 as well. So we have to understand that NAV is an on-prem, right? It's an older version.
Yep.
Now companies relies mostly on Microsoft 365, like modern applications, Outlook, Teams, which we generally use on a daily basis, Copilot.
Just to clarify, on-premise, on-premises, right?
On-premises, yes.
Love it. Okay.
And now companies relies on, as I mentioned, modern applications, like it could be CRM or e-commerce platforms. So integration is a challenge with the NAV, because if you're on the cloud, you have direct integration with these modern applications. But when it comes to on-prem older versions, it does not have direct integration with these solutions. So you have to do maybe custom developments to do this integration, which is expensive and time-taking as well. So it does not work in the long run for the businesses. Another area where, I see the challenge most of the time is user interface as well. So because it's an outdated UI and the users are not happy using the solutions. Yeah. Even if you have a new resource will be actually using the solution, or if you are training them, so it's very hard to understand this old system. You can't access it anywhere because it's not on the cloud.
I have to go to the same room, I have to go to the same location to access all my
Exactly.
data.
Depending on the IT.
I'm very limited on that
Exactly.
basis. I cannot work from anywhere. Right.
Exactly. And so, but with Business Central, you will have you can access anywhere, any point of time, either mobile phone, tablet, etc. And lastly, I would say in the long run, so as businesses scale, it's not compatible as per the business's requirement. If your business scale, it's not giving you the ROI which you are expecting out of the solution, because it should supposed to be automating your processes, but it's just doing the data entry job, in the system, but you don't have actually the the KPIs coming from it. And these are the challenges actually businesses face, and users are also afraid, like for accounting or any different departments are afraid that it might stop working at any point of time if it's not maintained by the partner like us, or if you have in-house support to manage. So these are the challenges generally we come across, and that's why we generally propose to either to migrate, or you should have a support system to manage these solutions.
Not to forget that month-end freeze, where
exactly
I'm sure every finance leader must be nodding at this point. But the point that you said that they are very scared that their systems don't stop working, at least just runs the bare minimum. And especially when it's the month end, where they have to do all the operational work, and which is not actually their work.
Exactly. So the problem is actually they knows these challenges.
Yeah.
They
So they feel very comfortable in this.
They are not comfortable. They mention when we talk to them, they are ready. They are scared of using migrating to the business center, but they are also scared of staying on NAV as well.
Okay.
Sometimes. So, and that's where business center comes into picture and start making sense when they have the right partner to bring pros and cons at the same time and explain like how it would actually help them in the long run. So that depends on the the partner they have been working with. If you are getting the right solution or approaches either for upgrade or reimplementation, depends.
Correct. Which is actually like staying on NAV is also expensive, I feel, right? Like rather than when I'm on cloud, so business central, and when I'm on NAV, so will I see the cost differences as well in both of them? Why functioning?
I think that depends on how you look at these things. When businesses say that business central is expensive or Navision is expensive, my question is like compared to what? Because both solutions are completely different and the pricing as well are completely different. You used to pay, you used to pay for just one-time fee to start using Navision, and then pay yearly BREP enhancement fees to Microsoft.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, just a percentage of BREP. But now when you migrate to the cloud, Microsoft manage everything for you. You just pay as you go, like the number of licenses you need, depending on the number of users, and you just pay as you go. But here the benefit is like you don't have to manage anything. Microsoft manage securities, database, backups, everything.
And in NAV, it's the opposite.
Yeah, you should have a servers. You should have an IT team to manage those servers, the data backup, security, compliance, etc. So all these things actually you have to manage. So if you compare both these, like it's not expensive. Neither one is expensive, but that depends how you look at those things.
Perfect. Okay, Arish, thank you for a beautiful explanation about NAV and the versions and what are the main costing problems and everything. Let's talk about a part of difference between reimplementation and upgrade.
Sure.
So, a lot of users, a lot of your clients, I'm sure they must be having a trauma regarding their ERP journey, their past ERP journey.
Correct.
I want you to break that down for me, especially to those who have actually gone through that traumatized journey, right? And they'll ask you, because they'll ask you thousands of questions, and after having to ask so many questions, they'll again ask, okay, what's the difference again?
Yeah, correct.
Right? So I want you to break that down for all of us.
Sure, fair enough, Ramita. So it's a very important question actually for our clients as well, or the NAV users, and they always come across with the same questions several times because they have no idea whether it's going to be an upgrade for them or a re-implementation when it comes to migrating to the business central. So they always ask like, what's the difference between the two approaches? So first, the truth is both approaches get you to the same destination. It's going to be to the business center, whether it's going to be an upgrade or in pre-implementation. But the only point is like, where are you starting from? Which versions are you at currently? Whether
the NAV vision version?
Yes, NAV. Whether it's 5.0, because it will not be easy for them because they are on 20 years old system.
I see.
Or if they are at maybe 2018, maybe BC 14, which is the NAV 2018 version. So it might be easy for them depending on the scenarios, and there are a lot of factors actually. So we see and propose a solution.
How do you explain them to, because
what is upgrade?
It's all new to them. It's
Correct.
all new to them. And how do you make them comfortable emotionally empathetically that, you don't need to worry, even if it is this much complicated, we're going to help you out, even if you're on 2005 or 18. How's that for you and how do you do that?
So first of all, let's understand the difference between upgrade and re-implementation, and then I'll answer this question.
Yes, please.
So an upgrade is ideal in a situation, let's say you are okay with the current NAV system. You would like to just migrate as this system to the business central. So what we'll do is we'll just upgrade your, whether it's 2016 or 2018, we'll upgrade this to the latest version and then do the final migration to SaaS. So that's one approach, which is an upgrade. So in upgrade, how we decide whether it should be an upgrade. If your data is clean and your customizations are still relevant, which you have done in the last couple of years, and you don't want any disruption in your processes, you will keep doing what you're doing in Navision and parallelly will do the upgrade. And once it's been migrated to the business central, then we'll start the testing, UAT, and trainings for the key users, and the final migration will be done. So that's one approach. If you have the right system in place and you're okay with the current system. When it comes to, on the other end, re-implementation, that scenario actually depends. So for example, if the customers are looking NAV upgrade as an opportunity to rethink about their processes. So let's say they implemented NAV 2009 back in 2009 or 10, right? It's been 15, 16 years. They have been using the same system. So they have done the customizations in the last couple of years. They might have the unstructured databases as well. Now they would like to take this opportunity as to think about this re-implementation, an opportunity to see a change in the process. So let's say partner might have implemented Navision back in 2009 or 10 as per their processes at that point of time. But now, after 16 years, their processes might have changed. They want a new solution in place. They would like to start with the standard practices of Business Central, like Copilot and different standard practices. So we then see the opportunity, because it will be easy for them, then upgrade to re-implement the solution. So we'll do a detailed analysis of their current processes, and then obviously we'll start the configuration, deployment, and the go live. So both scenarios or approaches actually depends on a lot of factors. So we discuss with the clients in more detail and then propose an approach accordingly.
So re-implementation means start afresh.
Yes.
With the clean data.
Correct.
Okay.
So clean data, you mean like you just start fresh. You will just start as a new system. But upgrade, it means like you are migrating all the historical transactions as is from older system to the latest system. But anyways, both approaches will give you the benefit, of Business Central, where you will have the updated or latest user interface of Business Central, web version, mobile application, and obviously you will have the options to do the customization, because your customizations, if we are doing the upgrade, will be converted into an extension based Business Central, because Business Central is extension based currently. So the client will not face any issues in the future, and Microsoft, obviously they will be eligible for the Microsoft updates because they are on SaaS now, which will automatically be on the latest versions every time Microsoft release updates or new features.
That was a perfect analogy, Arish. And talking about licensing, when there was Navision, there was a lot more different setbacks and rules regarding the same.
Correct.
And comparatively from now, in the Business Central era, I would want you to explain to me, first of all, what is licensing and what was it when the licensing in NAV and the licensing in Business Central.
Sure. Obviously, licensing is one of the important topic when it comes to using any solution, actually, whether it's Navision or Business Central. And the client always have these questions. For example, licenses, as we all understand, it's a subscription cost you pay to either Microsoft or any solution provider for using their solution. right? But when it comes to NAV, previously it was traditionally based on concurrent user. So you just pay for number of users, and the certain number of users will be able to log in into the system depending on the concurrent licenses you have, perpetual licenses you had. But when it comes to Business Central, so Microsoft actually moved the licenses to the named user licenses. So every user who are going to access the Business Central should have subscription licenses. So when it comes to Business Central licenses, so Microsoft moved the licenses to the named user license model. Depending on the number of users, whoever are going to log in into the Business Central should have the licenses. So that's a named user licenses. So let's say, for example, in my company, if I'm using Business Central, I have 10 users who are going to log in into the Business Central.
Right.
So I need 10 licenses, but obviously that depends on the type of licenses or the roles or permissions they need into the system, and they can procure the licenses. So it's as simple as that. You pay as you go, depending on it. So you can go up or down as you scale with as a business. So if you need, maybe after 5 years or after few months, you just need 5 licenses from 10, you can downgrade to 5. Or if you need more, you can keep on adding the licenses depending on you pay
subscription based.
Yes, you pay monthly or yearly.
What does the subscription in Business Central
Subscription is something like you are actually paying to any company,
like Netflix, I would say,
Yes.
to be in a very
correct,
layman language.
to use their services.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But when it comes to Business Central, it's as simple as that. Like, you are paying to Microsoft to access their solution. And you are also paying to Microsoft to manage your databases, to get future updates,
And security.
secure your data,
Yeah.
and so on. So this is like for what we pay for to Microsoft, and to use and access the environment.
So, Arish, do clients ever ask you, like, on a long-term basis, is it really worth going through the chaos and applying all of the subscription base and everything, all the backups and everything? So how do you understand this and try to comfort them that yes, it is actually
Obviously,
worth it?
Ramita, there is no doubt and there's no questions whether it's going to be worth or no. And even the best thing is, NAV users or Business Center users knows about it. That's the future, to be on the cloud, and you should be on the cloud as soon as possible.
Yeah.
To get it scaled. So it's not about whether it's going to be worth, because there is no question on that. But what you could expect from it, once you migrate it to the cloud, you get a lot of automations, lot of benefits of it. It's not because they have challenges in the current NAV, and the only thing which will actually help them is to be on the latest version of Business Central, and that's where we get the questions. Obviously, we then answer it to them and explain how it will be beneficial for them.
If I talk in the case of migration process, just a small query is like, does planning early before the migration, just like what does their licensing makes it easier?
Licensing is already a very simple model actually. Once we explain it to, they understand it, like how the whole structure looks like. Obviously, it's very different comparatively to NAV, but they understand the whole scenario.
So it doesn't matter when they start or when they don't, you just, okay, correct, perfect.
It does matter when, if they are on actively paying enhancement fees to Microsoft, because Microsoft run a couple of programs to give discounts, where they actually ask NAV users to upgrade to the Business Central and avail some kind of discounts on the licensing for the next 3 years. So that does.
The discounts also apply on NAV or any other versions as well? No.
Okay, not NAV, but for the Business Central.
Business Central, right.
License.
Arish, you've worked with so many NAV customers switching to BC, to Business Central, I mean. Firstly, they were like hesitant, but then they said this was the best decision ever. So tell me one of your stories regarding to such customers. in your journey?
Sure, absolutely. Actually, this happens several times with us because initially where clients were not ready to start this migration or upgrade, but when we actually proposed a solution and shared a roadmap, how it's going to be look like for them. So it obviously made sense to them, and then we started the migration, and at the end,
And
it
they
was a
wanted to
win.
switch.
Yes, they were
Okay.
happy to say it. There are several actually case studies I can bring up, but one of the recent case study I'll just talk about. So this client is based out of East Coast in USA, where they were using Dynamics NAV 2018 BC14 version. Since they were already on, it's not old system, it's
Tougher
not
task
latest.
for them to
Yes,
switch because they were almost on the latest version.
Yes.
Almost. But
Yes.
it's SAP.
they were already on, BC14 in some case.
Yeah.
But they were on-prem. The challenge they had is actually when they reached out to us, they had a partner who upgraded them from 2015 to BC14, and then now when they actually plan to migrate to the Business Center Cloud SaaS, their partner were not ready for this migration because they were proposing a re-implementation in
Their Microsoft partner.
yes,
okay.
their current vendor.
Okay. But why so?
We were not also sure actually at that point, and when they reached out to us, we did a quick analysis. We understand what they had in place in the NAV, how to understand their objects, like the technicalities, whether it's going to be an upgrade or re-implementation, or if it's an upgrade, whether it's going to be a successful upgrade or no.
Oh.
So we did a quick analysis, and we understood that it's a straightforward case. They had a clean data. They were on almost the latest version. They had some integrations in place, so which is possible with the Business Central case as well. So we proposed an upgrade. We submitted a proposal because re-implementation in some sense takes longer and expensive as well. So maybe their partner proposing this scenario just to keep the project expensive for them in terms of their business. But obviously client chose us, and we in the summer only we went live. So client is happy, and we just, I think, first week of December we went live. So
And which industry was it belonging?
they are into manufacturing.
I see. The manufacturing industry. Right.
It kind of reverse manufacturing actually.
Okay.
So they are into waste materials actually.
Oh, I see.
So they do reverse manufacturing. Like they bought a car, then they actually do
Trample it
reverse.
into the
Yeah.
pieces and yeah, got it. Okay.
So it's a good case study with us where client is happy. It also feels good as well, and sometimes we also avoid overcommitting things just to keep the discussion going. So we understand the scenario, do analysis first before proposing a new approach, and that's about this win story.
Okay. Superb actually, but can I ask you another question? Do you have any scenario regarding a little more complicated journey? Supposedly they were on BC14, right? But how would I say, if you've got any who was on 2005 maybe and then switching and then he was a little stubborn or something, how do you manage that?
If they are on
Post implementation, how comfortable they got,
So if they are on 2005 or 2009 even, we generally go, that depends on a lot of factors actually, but we generally propose re-implementation because it's a very old version.
Yes.
And it would not make sense to migrate 20 years or old history to the Business Center, which is going to be a junk for you in maybe few years again.
Yes.
So you don't need 20 years old historical transactions.
But what if they are a little stubborn to let that go? What if they want their data anyhow? And
so we do a quick analysis in those cases, whether upgrade is going to be a successful upgrade or no. If it's successful, then, or if we are getting a confidence, then we propose, we are okay to move forward.
It means that if you switch to BC from a very older version, you have to let go of the entire data. And that you don't provide any backup, is it?
No. So let's say on those cases, so we are just migrating one of our client from 2009 to the Business Central. And they didn't need all the historical transactions, maybe just couple of years general ledgers or trial balances. And that's something we generally consider. So maybe migrating 2 years or 5 years of yearly trial balances just for the references, which accounting team take a look in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just a fun question again, like how's the feeling of seeing your client's face when they actually run first time on a BC dashboard? Like how glowed up they are?
Obviously, it made them happy
Yes.
because it's
Like the very first experience of using the Business Central.
see, when you migrate from old version to the new version, no, obviously it made sense. Like you are happy,
Yes.
but still it's a new system for you.
Yes.
You are actually struggling to use the system.
Yes.
So the initial scenario looks like how to do this, how to do that, because they are actually frustrated with the old system. Now they are migrated to a new, cleaner version of Business Central, but still it's a new system for them.
Yes.
Most of the processes,
scary.
user interfaces are different. Initially, obviously they struggle, but when they are used to it, they obviously so that made sense to them that we are at the latest version now.
Like they're relaxed and they can actually work what is their work and not.
Exactly. So focus what is more important for them.
Okay, perfect. Okay, moving on. There is a fear among the ERP users. I would not say NAVBC. I would say ERP users and obviously under Dynamics 365 I'm talking. So they want to move to Business Central but not yet. As you said just right now that they are a little uncomfortable in their older systems, and when they switch they are still getting used to the new dashboard and new everything. And then eventually they get settled and they get comfortable, and then eventually they're happy because their ROI obviously increases. So it says itself that it's perfect. But the process, the topic of today is migration, the process, the painful process for them. So I just want you to break down regarding this, that they want to migrate but not as of now. Why is it so? Like it's like a bridge they don't want to cross only.
Correct, because they have heard a lot of things from the current vendor in some cases, not all the vendor, but in some cases it looks like to them that it is going to be a very expensive upgrade.
Yes.
Their processes might disrupt. Like they will
the
have
fear of budgeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one is budgeting, another is the bandwidth. Like users should be available for the testing and analysis sessions, requirement gathering. Sometimes they have no idea. They don't have actually the right approach, or no one has actually told the overall scenario, the roadmap, how it looks like to be.
Exactly.
And if they are not ready, like we don't push them to upgrade because we can't. But if they are saying that we are not ready, so what we generally propose is just do a quick analysis, understand how your current system looks like. Whether it's going to be an upgrade in your case or re-implementation, what is the right approach for you? So we discuss these things with them in more detail, and it's okay. If you're not ready, maybe you might do it next year, but it is good to understand what you have in place, whether it's going to be a successful upgrade or no.
Like where do you level up?
Yes, and how much time it's gonna be, what the timeline looks like, how much cost it's gonna be, depending on these cases. So we just propose a solution, and it's okay if they are doing it. It happens a lot of time. Customers or users comes to us, get a quote, and then disappeared for a couple of months, and they come back to us that Arish, we are ready. So these things happens, but it's good to understand what you have in place, get a quote from us, and understand how it looks like.
But NAV isn't disappearing overnight. Support is still there, right?
Exactly. So we are still supporting on NAV.
Yeah.
There are customers who are on 2013, 15, 16, or even 2018 as well. We still support them. Recently, I think up till last year, we were still supporting on 2009 version as well. So when it comes to support, we are still supporting on older versions, depending on the scenario. So let's say, obviously, businesses don't invest on these solutions, older versions, because they know at any point of time they will have to migrate to the business central. But when they generally comes to us when they are facing some issues with some customizations or maybe any bugs, fixes, etc. So we still supporting them. So obviously we understand the requirement and then do the needful as required.
I like the fact that you said it's an investment and not an expense, because many people, many organizations think that it's an expense for them and rather than an investment. So I really feel that this is a huge kind of an investment which can be seen on a long-term basis. How? On ROI basis, I suppose, right? And I don't think so, because my as far as my knowledge, I feel this is an investment because it will eventually give you the ROI higher than what you were in the older version.
Absolutely.
It is a time savior. As we say, time is money. It is a time savior. It is something which is unbeatable in the case of your daily operations and your actual task.
Exactly. And it's not just, saving time. It's actually doing more than that.
Absolutely.
So now it's not just doing your work. It's automating a lot of processes which were not in the picture previously, right? Maybe it could be through Copilot or Power Automate or through ISVs. So you get these benefits from this cloud SaaS, Business Central, and which were not there previously. So if you just look at the licenses cost and you say that, it's going to be an expensive, then that's not the right way to look at.
Okay.
And everyone should look at the whole picture, what they get out of it, and see whether it's an ROI or they will do.
Arish, do you feel companies or your clients delay this migration process because of the budgeting or any uncertainty on the way? So which one do you have more, budgeting or the uncertainty?
I think both, but most of the time it looks like they are uncertain. They are not sure whether it's the right approach or no, whether they are ready or no.
Right.
And so my point is always just at least discuss about it, because there is no cost to discuss with the vendors. Get the quote, get the free consultation as much as possible from different vendor, not just the one current vendor, because Microsoft does not bound you to work with just one partner. It's okay to work with multiple partners and get the quotes from them and see which is the right approach.
Yeah, which one sits well for them. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. If it's under your budget and you are getting the confidence, they have the references ready.
Yeah.
And it's always to give it a try.
It also depends on the vendor how much comfortable they're making them feel.
Exactly.
That this is not gonna hurt you in any kind of a way.
Yes, and because I've been talking to customers, it's been long. So I understand, I think they get the confidence from the very first call. They understand.
Oh, nice.
Whether this partner has the capability.
I mean, they're ready to evolve. Their mentality and the nature is to just, they want something smoother. They want something so that they could have a peace of mind while they work for their actual tasks, right?
And a lot of these knowledges are available. Now we have ChatGPT. So you will ask questions, it will give you a long paragraph answers, right?
Yes.
So it's not like the information is not available. It's just that information is not available in the correct way or depending on the business's requirements. There are a lot of information, but they are not ready. They have no idea how to actually make decisions.
And that decision you help them
exactly
make it. Arish, one last question in this segment for you is that when they finally migrate to Business Central, what is the scenario then? Like how comfortable they are and what can they expect when they actually migrate to Business Central?
So that's an important question for the user perspective as well, because once they are migrated and they are live with the system, what they could expect out of it, and how it would look like. So my first point would be, like, from the user perspective, it's going to be a modernized solution for them. Like Business Central is a mobile friendly. You can access it from your mobile
Anywhere, yeah.
or any of the devices you use on a daily basis. It's a web-based, browser-based application, so you can just log in anywhere, any point of time, using the same credentials you have with the Microsoft 365 account.
Yes.
And you get a clean interface as well, comparatively to NAV, which was kind of outdated.
A little messy out.
Yes. So you get a clean interface. So, sometimes it looks like, when you get the clean interface, it looks like to explore further, and,
you want to dig
it
more.
make you happy actually while working. It's not like, where to find what features, etc. So it's easy. Depending on the roles and permissions, obviously that was available in NAV as well, but you get the user-based roles. So you see what is important for you in the business center.
You have more clarity, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the interface helps a lot in that.
Yes. And the most important point I would say is the inbuilt Copilot capabilities as well, which actually helps you not just automating, but it actually assists you in the day-to-day tasks, like whether it could be writing an email for you, or maybe writing a product descriptions if you have inventory or item masters there. You can do the analysis of your data in the business center only. You don't have to pull out the data on Excel sheets and then do the pivot and see the analysis view. You have those capabilities in the business center. Like, we just give it a prompt to Copilot and it will do the rest.
And when the Copilot features has integrated, since when it is there in Business Central?
It's been like 2 years, I guess.
2 years, okay.
Yeah, approximately.
Just asking for my information. Yeah.
Maybe more, but actually it's been evolving in the last 2 years. So this is what comes to my mind. But yeah, it's been almost 2 years now. Copilot was there already.
And how's the response from the customers?
It looks good to them. Actually, it's automating their processes overall. So they knows that it's actually helping them or assisting them in the day-to-day activities. And for example, from the financial perspective, a finance team perspective as well, it helps you reconcile your accounts as well. So you just give it a prompt. Now you have the agents as well, like sales order agents and payable agents, so which do rest of the job, which you were doing manually previously. So these comes out of the box. You don't have to pay additional for those capabilities.
Nice.
Another could be like the ISV channels you get access to. So Microsoft have an app source, where you can get several applications depending on the business's requirements. So previously, these add-ons were available, but sometimes businesses used to do some custom coding to achieve certain capabilities. But now with the Business Central, these are pre-built ISV solutions, like whether it could be for AP automation or bank integrations or advanced WMS, etc. So these ISV channels actually really helps businesses to automate their processes or completely digitally transforming their overall business using these solutions. So these solutions are available on just on a single click away, and you just start using it and pay as you go to those ISVs.
Yes.
You can just get started with them. Lastly, I would say, I think the benefits you get from Business Center, like you don't have to wait for the upgrade for a couple of years. Like previously, NAV used to be upgraded by partner like us, and clients had to wait like 2-3 years, and then they upgrade the solutions to the latest version. Now Microsoft manage all these updates, so you are always on the latest versions. You get all these new features on a just single click.
Every year, like there are 2 waves?
Yes, there are minor updates as well.
Yeah.
Microsoft release every month or alternative months.
Okay.
But there are major updates, like 2 waves, 2 major updates Microsoft release. So which are available automatically on sandbox.
They can
That-
do it on their own.
Yes,
Right.
but that depends. Like if they need support from the partner like us to actually help them how to use those new features, whether it's beneficial for them. But if they are okay to manage these things internally, which is fine as well. But
Right.
that depends on the scenarios.
Right. But that's a great thing that they do not need to approach you on every upgrade, whatever Microsoft launched while
Exactly.
in the era of NAV.
Exactly.
And today's time, when we talk about Business Central, I think it's amazing that people are now self-sufficient. The organizations do not want to rely on anybody regarding their internal operations.
Correct.
But it's like a perk if you want to approach your partner, supporting partner, and let them know that we want to know more features regarding this
Exactly.
wave. And yeah, it's good, but it's an option. The fact that it is an option
Yes.
is what something, gives a huge impact on all of
Yes.
the...
They don't have to rely on the partners.
Yes,
They can manage these things internally as well.
Perfect.
They are migrated.
I also want to talk about the timelines, the ones which actually are practical and ones which actually works. So, what are your thoughts on that?
So, Ramita, that depends on a lot of factors though, the timeline. But I would say if they are on very latest version and looking to migrate to the Business Central, so at least they should look at 2 to 3 months on an average. But still, I would say that depends on a lot of things. It's not just about migrating. It's about to look at the database size, the customizations they have in place in the system, the integrations they have, add-ons or ISVs they have been using. So there are a lot of things and factors which we look at before committing anything. So yes, but that depends on scenario. But if they are on older versions, so it's gonna be obviously 4+ months.
4+ months, okay. But what are the most common things that delays the projects? Not mistakes, but just naturally it just gets delayed.
We obviously use advanced tooling to upgrade the customizations or databases and all these add-ons as well. But still, it's a technical thing, and we don't know what may come up. So that's why we take it as an assumption as well that it might take. That's why I just said 2 to 3 months on an average, but that depends on a lot of factors. So we communicate these things to the customer directly. We don't just overcommit things and just to get the projects.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Once we'll start the upgrade, we'll then get to know what is working, what's not working.
So you cannot define any reasons for the delay.
Sometimes it's testing, because users should be available for the testing. If they are busy with their own jobs or KPIs, then it's hard to actually start or go live.
Exactly.
So once we generally ensure that the users are trained before going live, and I think that's generally take time, the UAT stage.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose that there's a client. They have a very clean data and they're ready to implement, and there are very few customizations as well. So still there is a standard timing of the implementation, or it can be a little more shorter. The span can be a little more shorter, like in a week or so, or
No.
in a
No,
month.
no.
It has to be 2 months minimum.
At least, yeah.
Okay.
Even if it's a rapid implementation or rapid upgrade,
Okay.
At least they should look at 2 to 3 months.
Okay. Arish, one more thing I wanted to ask in the licensing part is that earlier you've mentioned that Microsoft offers some discounts. It's like a discount program, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
What is that exactly? Because I didn't get that.
So actually, Microsoft also push you or tries, for the businesses who are on NAV to be migrated to the Business Center cloud. Because they are not supporting NAV, so obviously it doesn't make sense to be on the same system for so long. So Microsoft runs some programs like Bridge to Cloud. Microsoft started very long back now, which is still valid. If you are active customer of Microsoft, actively paying enhancement fees for Navision, then Microsoft gives you 40% discount on Business Center licenses
Okay.
once migrated for the next 3 years.
Okay.
So which actually really helps businesses to, opt for this and, for the next 3 years and
Like a
get the
motivation
discount.
for them.
Yes. So this programs, I'm not sure when this podcast will go live, but this program, which I'm talking about, it's Bridge to Cloud 2, which is valid till 31st December 2025.
Okay.
Microsoft might extend this with the new Bridge to Cloud maybe 3. I have heard about it, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be 40% still. I don't think so. It might be 30% from the next year onwards.
So I think it is 30% because this is gonna go live post Christmas. Yeah,
maybe. Because Microsoft given some, obviously run these programs for limited time periods. So this Bridge to Cloud 2 was valid for 2025 year only.
right.
And then 2026 might be different. So it might be 30%, I guess, but I'll have to look at it.
Well
But
said.
take-
Well said. Okay, one last thing before I let you go is and this is like a huge, like a common problem. This is a very common topic amongst the organizations. I feel so is that is your implementation partner and your support partner, do they need to be the same?
No.
Or like you can implement the Business Central from any like one partner, say ABC, and you can take the support if you don't get the right support from the ABC partner. So you might run to some other partner who can help you with the support,
Exactly.
right? So what are your thoughts? Like, can you elaborate all?
Yes.
Of this,
So
yeah.
actually, Microsoft does not bound you to work with single partner. You can have multiple partners at a point of time and either work with them for small projects or short projects, depending on your business's requirement. Wherever your requirements fit and you think it fits for you. So we have been working with multiple clients where they have an implementation partner, but they reach out to us for the support for small cases because they are not getting confidence on their current vendor. So these things happens and it's completely okay if you are working with multiple, because how would you know what's going on with the competition or how the market is working? Because your partner might quote you 100 hours for certain task, and how would you know whether it's right or no? So you should get multiple quotes from different vendors.
And does Dynamics gives you the support for NAV?
Yes, we do. Still.
Which versions?
We still supports on 2013, 15, 16. We still supports on 2009 as well, but obviously it's just a support like to fix your issues or bugs, etc. Because obviously clients does not
They're not
invest on these solutions now because they know anyway they'll have to be migrated.
to be
If not today, maybe in few months.
Got it. That's great actually that some partners do want to support on NAV because I think they're more empathetic on these points that it just depends on the clients that they do not want to switch, they're not comfortable and be it any ABC reasons,
Correct.
right? So this is a very good point and that every Microsoft partner should understand and should have. Correct. Arish, this was such an insightful session with you. I think the users and our audience will be very grateful for your advice and especially the NAV users. And I hope they can approach you. Should I give your email to them?
Yeah. You can maybe add our details,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
which is okay to us.
Yeah.
They can always reach out. Like we will not expect anything in return. So if they just need a consulting session,
Yes.
We are okay.
Perfect. I think that's a great point and I will now officially mention all of the deets in the description below.
Sure.
Right? Thank you so much, Arish, for coming in and joining in and giving us your time.
Thank you as well for inviting me and having this podcast once again. I'm looking forward for more.
No worries. Thank you.
So, thank you.
To our listeners whose NAV systems feel heavy or just tired, maybe it's time to switch to a smoother process to Business Central. Thank you so much for joining in. And this is Ramita. We'll see you in the next podcast very soon.